Our fourth annual winter camp was at John Alpha Fuchsion Conservation Center at Littlemita Cave, and we went in. The snow was covering the ground. As you can see, it was a beautiful area. There was some wooded and some open areas, and our motto was, it was miserable, but we had a great time. As we began the classes, there was Paul, Omer, Aaron, myself, Brian, Pete, Stu, and Cord, and of course Tam and the girls. We set up camp, and after we set up camp, we put up the latrine and necessary. You can see we got a little patriotic with it, and then built our fire. As the fire was built, we decided it was time to eat lunch, so Tam made some bread, and we cooked some on sticks and we cooked some on planks out by the fire, and it was delicious. After that, the classes began. First thing we did was knife safety. We felt since everyone was using knives, it would be important to know how to sharpen and handle our knives correctly. And then we made some whistles out of aluminum cans. Now we're going to go ahead and show that on a different video, but we had a good time doing it, and everybody got a whistle that blew. After that class, we decided that we were going to do some fireworks, so we began to take a hike to some cedar trees that were around to gather some cedar to start our fire with. People went into the cedar batch and they got cedar off the sides of the trees, and we also bought some cedar in with us to have extra so we didn't have to strip all the trees down. And we bought the cedar back to camp. We laid it out on a picnic table that was up there, and you can see that everybody had their own pile of cedar along with metal matches, light my fires, and different kind of fire steels. The fire steels worked pretty well, except some of the cedar was wet, so it took us time, but we added cotton balls. We added some different things to help catch that faster, and just about everybody got fires with their cedar. They were able to blow it right into flame. So we had a good time with the fire, and everybody learned how invaluable cedar can be out in this neck of the woods. After that, Tam made dinner for us, and we had an incredible stew that she had prepared the day before and bought in. And by that time, it was time to go to bed. We woke up on Monday and decided we were going to go out and check out Littlemita Cave. So we all went down to the cave in a group. We had a great time. As we entered into the cave, you could actually feel the temperature change. It was about 25 degrees outside. Inside the cave, it was about 60, and we got lots of pictures of the cave, and we got pictures of the different formations inside of it, as well as the ground, which was very interesting, had a river running through it. After we got out of the cave, we did tarp setups. We did about 5 or 6 different tarp setups, and everybody had a great time learning new setups. One of the setups that Brian did, which he slept in, was the bus stop, which you can see right here in this picture, and he used that throughout the camp. One of the young men also set up an emergency shelter over a picnic table. Brian, actually that evening and afternoon, started to work on a fire bed. We dug it out. Everybody in camp helped. We lined stones in it and put hay and wood in there to get the fire going strong. We burned that fire for about 3 or 4 hours till we had a bed of glowing coals. And you can see it was warm enough to melt the snow, but because of the continual snowfall, didn't do a lot. After that, we sat down to eat dinner and just talked for a while. Had some good time of fun and laughter, and the snow really began to come down. It had been coming down all day, but it got colder and it sleeted and snowed. And you can see some of the pictures where it was really coming down kind of heavy by this point. So we decided to retire pretty early that night. Tuesday we got up, it was 11 degrees, 35 to 45 mile an hour winds. And Paul Scheider did a class on awareness, an excellent class. Paul is a real knowledgeable woodsman and has a good understanding of different venues out in the woods. After that, we did a tracking class. We sent Paul out, and he laid track that we all followed. One of the things you can see over on Brian's video is Paul's secret sign in the snow. After that, we had a quick lunch and broke camp. We decided to try and get out of there a little early because the snow was still coming down, so we took some group photos and said our goodbyes. I want to thank especially Paul Scheider for coming out and helping us with this camp, as well as Tam, who spent many, many hours preparing meals and menus for us to have an eventful camp with great food. Also, thank you to each one that was in attendance. You guys are great, and I appreciate it very much. This is David Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire. Thank you for all your support. Hope that you have a great day. Join us again for another video soon.